Good morning. Good morning, wonderful, amazing, beautiful, awakening creators, goddesses, mothers, queens, princesses, damsels, Jaguar. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I see lots of good mornings in the chat, and I want to greet you with an equally emphatic good morning. Good morning on this beautiful Sunday morning where we meet for Module 3 to do a very powerful, very beautiful journey that will connect us, not just together, not just to ourselves, but to a realm that maybe we have not been connected to before. And so I'm very, very excited for that. So go ahead and write in the chat how you are, how your morning's going. You're ready to go. I have our Palo Santos burning here. Know that you are held, of course, in sacred space. I'm feeling the Jaguar medicine coming and bringing such incredible power this morning. Allow yourself to make your sacred space, getting yourself nice and comfortable. And we'll be together for the next hour. And we're going to be talking about the feminine family of archetypes. Ready to go, Gina? Good. We're going to be talking about the feminine family of archetypes a little bit, talking about Jaguar medicine a little bit, and then getting into a really beautiful journey that I am so honored to offer you here today. So as you sit in sacred space, as you get yourself comfortable, you get your water, you get everything that you need around you. Maybe today there are special crystals. I have some obsidians that want to be with me, and my beautiful Herkimer diamond from our Unity module in Sedona, as well as a juniper berry that came back from the desert as well. Juniper has an amazing medicinal properties. I have a beautiful sage flower from my one of my sage plant in my garden, and I have a beautiful view of the sky out my window. And so allow yourself to have those places of beauty around you, bringing ceremony and ritual to this time that we spend together. Marissa says she's feeling good, feeling the work shifting a lot, and I'm so thankful for that. Thank you for that, and that brings me to my next point. In Module 3, we have walked through a bit of a fire. These low points are just as important as the high points if you can allow yourself to stand in witness and do your personal work around them. So sitting with them, journaling with them, journeying with them, and just following the thread that's being offered to you as your soul work. So here we are on this beautiful Sunday morning to do Module 3's journey, embarking from a much different place than even last module Sunday. um, taking off into this journey in a much different place. And so I just want you to acknowledge that within yourself, that we have undertaken a big, big shift. And now we're moving into module 3, which is that metal element medicine from 5 element Chinese theory, where we bring all of that acknowledgement. We bring all of that appreciation. So, me just taking a moment here to set up this ritual space, is acknowledging and giving appreciation for the things around me that I find that support me. Um, and we also here in the metal space, we bring reverence. We bring reverence for the power and the medicine that we find in the things around us. So burning the Palo Santos is not just about what it can do for me, what it can do for us and medicine that it brings, but it's also the reverence of that medicine, the absolute respect and gratitude that such an amazing, beautiful tree, wood medicine, brings. So, as you create this space for yourself today, and as you create this space for yourself in subsequent journeys and in your meditations, allow this to bloom. Allow there to be reverence and acknowledgement and beauty around you. Okay. Ritual is something that is innate in our system. And so, ritual is about connection, connecting to that divine place. And so, we yearn for connection. Our archetypes are all about getting ourselves to connect something, which means brings power, right? So we can feel the connection that happens when we sit with our sisters, and this is why we have that those sisterhood exchanges. We can feel the connection that happens as our tribe continues to grow and communicate and just hold space when space is needed. That connection is needed, and our hearts yearn for it. In fact, I saw a beautiful depiction of 2 hearts facing each other and how they actually create a complete heart, right? The physical, biological heart facing each other creates a heart, which is beautiful sacred geometry. It is a place of receiving at the top, and it is a place of giving at the bottom. So feel that. Connecting to the divine. And here, let us place our intention. Being held in sacred space now, joining with your sisters outside of time. We sit in circle, we sit in tribe. Allowing yourself to connect deeply into your breath. Allowing your body to release any spots of tension. Allowing your spine to grow taller. Allowing your hips to relax. Allowing your roots to sink down into the earth. And as we place our intention, we open our Viracocha over ourselves. Allowing ourselves to be held in our own personal sacred space, which allows for our breath to come in even more clearly, allows our entire system to relax. This is our sacred cocoon, and it connects deeply to the earth. And so here our intention is to allow ourselves to step outside of time, remaining in the circle of sisters, remaining in our tribe, feeling that connection, completing that circuit with each other's highest selves, place of purity, place of equality, place of unification, place of non-attachment, no judgment, place of highest perspective, place of reverence, where birth and death happen easily and gently in all forms, place of creation. And so our intention here is to connect even deeply, even more deeply within our highest selves and join our tribe even more, tribe of sisters. And not just our tribe, joining with the legacy of the queens, the mothers, the goddesses, the medicine women, the princesses and the damsels, the maidens, the mothers, the crones. And Otarango, mother, sister, Jaguar. And so as we place our intention, we call in these beautiful forces, as well as the caring, graceful compassion of Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Mother Teresa, and all of their different forms. Kuan Yin, Kali, Isis, all of the different higher divine beings who hold these places. And being held in sacred space, held by the lineage, held in beauty, held in light. And so from here, having placed our intention, let us look at the power of the Jaguar. So on page 4 starts the write-ups for Jaguar medicine. And so I want to make sure that before we move into our journey today, you have at least a beginner's mind experience or understanding of the Jaguar medicine. And so if you have had an opportunity to look over this write up already, great. If you haven't, pull it out now. And so Jaguar medicine is being able to see in the dark of everything, in the shadow, in the night, in the dark night of the soul, in the all the areas where dark is, in the new moon. Jaguar is like I had said in the module or in the live webinar for the beginning of this module. Jaguar is the queen of the jungle, and we call her mother sister because she holds that much power. And tapping into the Jaguar medicine can might feel overwhelming. My experience with approaching Jaguar medicine was that I was not big enough to understand it and to feel it and to hold it. But the entire time she knew that. That energy knew that. That energy knew that I had the capability to do that and that I just needed to be expanded. And so over the past, I'm going to say many years, I have had the opportunity to deepen my experience with Jaguar medicine in places that were so dark and so challenging. Now, when we get into those dark and challenging places, who also comes is our survival archetypes. So when you begin to experience Jaguar, you will deepen your understanding of your survival archetypes. You will see where your victim jumps in real quick and how that repetitive pattern of victim continues to pop up in a way that Jaguar seems to be speaking a new language within your system, a new language about you don't need to jump into shadow. I'm right here. Jaguar medicine inside of my system sits where CV 10 and 12 are. So in between my second and third chakra. And we're going to be talking more about victim in module 4, but we need to begin to venture this road. So you will feel her in a very particular place in your journey when you are being challenged by the outside world, by an outside force, who, let's be clear here, we have contracts with. Side note on the contract. Understanding contracts gives us a perspective on who we are and what kind of power we are. For us to understand our contracts well, we need to remember that we made the contract, and we made the contract to not fall apart. We made the contract because we knew we could be victorious. We made the contract because we knew we would be victorious, and that we have the capacity to be victorious in this contract, whatever that looks like. Most likely it's shifting from a shadowy place to a light place and just allowing ourselves to experience more freedom and more joy. So, when you have a contract with someone and it provokes a place where your victim gets awakened in its very raw, rare form, and there is a place where your victim wants to lay down and die, wants to give up, wants to take the cry that you feel inside of yourself and wants to let it out and find pity, right? It's an expression of letting your power out, laying yourself down in some way so that the force outside of you stops and takes pity on you, stops and stops attacking, stops and stops being a perpetrator. Which we will get more into in Module 4. This is where Jaguar sits. Jaguar is that place across the Rainbow Bridge. In shamanic medicine, this is how it's taught. It's taught. It is a way of bridging, making connections here in the divine. So know that walking into this, you're going to get this opportunity, and you will be equipped with this skill by way of this connection, by way of continuing to do the journey with Jaguar, and by way of doing your dailies and dancing with Jaguar. You will begin to feel her power. She is directly connected to all of the feminine family archetypes, as well as the survival archetypes. She is the bridge to the enlightenment of both, the freedom of both, the joy of both. Okay. So you'll see that in Ina Wolcott's write-up, she talks about how Jaguar sees the road of chaos and understands the pattern. So the Jaguar knows the bridge. The Jaguar's power allows you to create that bridge in yourself. So she comes into you, and the two of you and the Jaguar do the dance. She raises your vibration. Okay. So now, in a situation where you are feeling victimized, and that cry, that anger, that shame, that resentment, that guilt, that place of wanting to pull out your sword and attack back, retaliate, this is where she sits. She is the luminous warrior. She has no enemies in this world or any other. The biggest power, and Carolyn talks about this in the language of archetypes, but she actually speaks about the male warrior here, no different for the woman. The biggest power of the warrior is that the warrior does not pull its sword. The warrior stands in integrity. The warrior is never a victim. So she holds her power, and she holds it in the center of her being. Now, you might experience this as in a different place. Totally fine. Wherever you experience, it's just perfect. And then maybe as you continue this dialogue, it moves. Fills your entire chest. Maybe it broadens your shoulders. Maybe it anchors your hips. All of these are manifestations of power, and that feels right. But it stays here. This is where you get to choose to use Jaguar and use her power and be in that space of integrity and to hold the power that comes when you have a challenge like this. Or you get to fall all over yourself again. Fall and let all of your power drain out of you and succumb to the challenge that comes at you. What does that look like? Okay. To hold your power, to not draw your sword, obvious. You don't fight back. You choose your battles. You hold your integrity. You are completely flexible and yet completely uncompromising. What does that mean? Meaning you know your power and you hold it, and you don't need to justify it, rectify it, make any negotiations about it. It just is. This is just is. You spoke your piece, or you say your piece, but in no way do you attack, in no way do you shame, in no way you take it personal, in no way you allow bitterness and resentment to be a part of your system in that situation. Because all of that is the victim. All of that is the victim taking this opportunity to use it to negotiate her power. Now, how does the victim enlighten now how does the Jaguar enlighten your victim? Okay. So a victim, the light, conscious, joyful, freedom creating victim, is one that will not allow herself to be victimized, which is Jaguar. That's it. But that doesn't mean that she fights. That doesn't mean that she drains her entire system to fight and become war-torn and battle-worn. That's different. And that's something that I did for a long, long, long time, and became very drained and became very disempowered. And just by following my path has allowed me to see the places that Jaguar has allowed me. This is bringing Jaguar medicine on in your system. This is allowing Jaguar medicine to be your totem for a certain time in your life. So the more that you welcome this place, the more that as you welcome it, the more that you pay attention to what happens in your system, you're going to be terrified. You're going to be freaked out. You're going to want to spill your energy and your force all over the floor, because it is very, very powerful to hold your own power. It can be overwhelming, but the more that you sit with it, the more you will have a physical reaction of, okay, I can release a little bit. Okay, I can feel this. Okay, I'm not going to judge it. Okay, I'm not going to run away from it. Okay, all right, I feel this. And it will start to feel like a relief. It will start to fill you. It will start to connect you with all of the other elements. It will connect you with all of the other totems around the medicine wheel, as well as all the other totems in the jungle, because she is the queen. Okay. Just having this conversation, just dialoguing, just explaining her place and her power and that movement and her job and her focus If you allow that, just this can allow this sense of her to come through. Go ahead and write in the chat if you are sensing and feeling this uprising or internal shakiness. Marissa says yes. Okay. Marissa, what does it feel like? And everyone else, please, what does it feel like? Can you give it just a tiny little, feels shaky, it feels powerful, it feels hot, it feels cold, it feels nervousness, it feels like a weakness. Absolutely. Victoria says absolutely. Gina says yes. Okay. And some adjectives, ladies. Thank you so much for this. Some adjectives. What do you experience right now? Because know that it's going to move and shift and become something that you can allow if you work in this way. Okay, Marissa says she feels it and it feels full. Good. Marissa, where do you feel it in your body? Ladies, where do you feel it in your body? What exactly are you feeling this fullness? And remember, fullness is an attribute of the earth element. And so, like I just said, it connects you to all the other places. Okay, Victoria says, I feel capable and ready to allow this to happen. Great. Okay. Jean? Come on, Gina. Where do you feel it? Ladies, anywhere in your body that you're feeling it, particularly before we move forward? I feel a buzzing. Marissa says rib cage radiating into arms and necks and solar neck and solar plexus. Great. Victoria, you feel it in your gut. Yeah. And Gina, you would feel it in your heart. Beautiful. Okay, great. So maybe you have your journal open right now. And this is probably a good idea so that you can write down exactly this experience or just some bullet points. Gina also added that it feels a little anxious like. Yes, absolutely. So let's allow this to settle in and give it permission to amplify in your system. The lower that you allow this, right, in your Cusco, in your power center, in between your second and third, right? The more that you will allow, the more that there is a place for it. There's a place for you to hold it. So allow that to come down in your system and hold it in your Cusco area, right? Okay, so a little bit more about Jaguar, and then I want you to experience these words. Okay, so moving without fear in the darkness. There is a knowing when we move fearlessly. There is a grounding and yet a groundlessness. This is something that Pema Chodron talks about extensively in the unconditional confidence, as well as Chodron Changpa, speaks about in Smile at Fear, because it's all about the warrior way. So if this speaks to you, those would be two other suggestions that I believe I suggested in module 1. Moving into unknown places, shape-shifting, psychic vision, facilitating soul work. Obviously, that's what we're doing here. Empowering oneself and reclaiming power. All of that is what you feel. And Victoria has added, I feel butterflies in my stomach. Beautiful. Sit with that place and allow it to continue to open and blossom. Remember to have your Viracocha open. That allows our systems to relax even more and to sit in this whole place. Okay. Okay. Now, in the Alberto Villoldo write-up about Jaguar, the shamans talk about the fight or flight response being the jaguar up in the tree, which means it's a place where Jaguar forgot who she was. It's a place where Jaguar underwent something, and it turned her around in her system, and she forgot. She lost something in her memory of who she really is. And so, in our journey today, we're going to bring all those pieces back together. In module 2, the journey to meet Waskar in the underworld and bring that soul part back, that often is a soul part of your feminine family. A lot of you, a lot of us, a lot of people that I have experienced, my experience as well as experience of colleagues and clients, has been that soul part, it looks like a goddess, a queen, a beautiful flowing, something, a victorious something, a warrior with all of her garb, a shield maiden. Even today, I wore my kimono to bring in more of that princess and to robe me in that queen and goddessy place. And Gina wanted to add, I feel that too, Victoria. She feels that too. Great. Allow that to come down in your system and to be in that center of your Cusco. Give it permission. Give it permission to grow and expand so that we do not disengage and our jaguar goes back up to the tree. Okay? You have to give yourself permission here to cross this bridge with Jaguar. This is big power. This is big power that our society has offered women to as a place of safety. So to suck our power out offers us a safety in the idea of womanhood for a very long time in society and in religions. And we are reclaiming that now. And this requires us to give ourselves permission to find a deeper sense of safety, our true selves. So know that you are early adopters here. In fact, you are connecting to the original power here for women. And so, yes, this is going to feel big. And yes, you are going to have a visceral reaction. Your job here is to stay in the place of I am safe. And I live in a benevolent universe, and this power is mine. And I kind of come upon it honorably because I am woman. Okay. So I will leave you to look over the rest of the write-ups about Jaguar medicine because I want to give you the experience of it. Going through the archetypes of the feminine family, I'm going to leave you to do that as well. This is something that you'll hear Carolyn Mace talk about. You will read, you will journal on, as well as after our journey today, you will be journaling through that as well. And so this is something that I can give you a beginner's place, but this is a communication and a relationship that you have to build, and you have to build it very personally. Okay. Your goddess is your goddess. I can't tell you what your goddess is. You need to tell us, really. Your experience on how you experience Jaguar is your Jaguar, is your experience. The same thing with mother. There are so many different variations of mother archetype now. It's mind-blowing, and we couldn't even, go there. But the one that we need to know and the one that we need to understand is the experience of mother for ourselves, whether you have birthed an actual child or have mothered something, or have a relationship with your mother or don't have a relationship with your mother. All of those pieces are very, very particular to the mother archetype that you have. Okay. Now, like I said before, each one of us has a goddess. And so that's something that you will create that, that information and share that. Okay, so any questions before we start? I want to leave you in the space of being able to go straight into your journaling after the journey here. So any questions, go ahead and post them now, or give me a thumbs up and a yes, a ready to go. Just going to get some water here. I want to write down what time we start the journey so that okay. Ready to journey? Ready? Great. Everyone is ready? Good. So we're going to be starting at 41, so 30. Okay. To get yourself nice and comfortable, got my rattle. Quick run and go pee if you need to. Get your water if you need to. Get your journal if you need to. Open sacred space if you haven't. Open your Wiracocha if you haven't. Burn your sage, your Palo Santos if you want to. Getting nice and comfy now. It's interesting. The power that comes in with Jaguar here actually it makes it a little challenging to settle, because the power is kind of, that Kundalini moving, right? And so it makes me want to like jump up. So we'll probably settle into a rigorous breath, even a Kalabati breath here. The Darth Vader breath. That's probably the best breath to be using here in this journey. Okay. Our intention has been set. Our intention has been clear. We are ready and open to journey. See in your mind's eye the sun shining down on a beautiful day. You're outside. And you find yourself walking. And you feel an overwhelming sense of joy and freedom because you realize that you're walking to your favorite place. Maybe you have been here before, or maybe you haven't been here just yet in this physical body. But this place is your place. The views are spectacular. The sky is always changing with this display of beauty and grace and power. The birds dance and fly in choreography that you have never seen before. They are dancing for you. The breeze blows the trees in the wind, and the trees sway in a dance for you. There's a water element here. Could be the ocean, could be a bubbling spring from an aquifer deep in the earth. As it bubbles for you. And as the water trickles or falls or babbles, it sings a sweet song for you. Paint the picture here, allowing yourself to look around and ask someone, what is the name of this place? They are your great friends. They are your great legacy. They are your healers. They are your family in the divine. And you know, as they whisper gently in your ear the name of this place, you remember it automatically. This is where your goddess lives. And as the sun continues to shine down, flowers bloom as you walk past. And birds sing sweet song for you here. And the animals come. Showing displays of honor. Here in your space. And here, there is an opening, a space of your absolute design, of your perfect liking, that creates a joyful, peaceful sensation within you. You go to this space. And maybe you sit, maybe you lie down. but you allow yourself to be in complete surrender to this place of peace, safety, all joy and freedom live here for you. All held deeply by the Pachamama. And your deep appreciation of this space that she gives to you, the Eternal Mother, fills you with a fullness and reinforces a place of courage and power within you. Reminds you of your worth, reminds you of your treasures, the treasure that you are within yourself here, the treasure and blessing that you are to yourself with your words, with your breath that you give to yourself here. Breathing in the sweet air that is scented with sage and rose and all of your favorite scents wafting through the air. Neroli, ylang, jasmine, helichrysum, geranium, all the euphorics. And maybe you smell a hint of frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, all of your favorites. Perfume the air and bathe you in beauty. And in this perfect place, there begins a gathering with you at the center and around you a circle of goddesses, healers, mothers, mystics, and here, parting the circle, comes forth Quetzalcoatl. He supports you in the middle world. He supports you walking with integrity and courage and power. Take a moment and dialogue here with him. Create aini, balance, beauty, rapport with him. He is only here to help. And so you allow for him to have domain over your to-do lists, your calendars, all of your responsibilities in the middle world, in your life. Offer this to him as he offers his undying honor, commitment, and loyalty to you. A sense of power and courage comes over you as you allow him to be a close ally within your circle of counselors. And here, Waskar sits next to you, having formed a bond. He sits at your right hand. And you notice that around the circle now, your goddesses and your queens have made room. They form a complete circle around you, but it is much wider than before. And it is backed by legacy upon legacies of medicine women, supporting healers, queens, goddesses, mothers, damsels and princesses, all coming to witness the Jaguar dance. And as Jaguar enters the circle with you and Quetzalcoatl at the center, a dance begins. Jaguar is not here to do anything but to remind you of your Jaguar, your power within you. And as she pads around the medicine space around you, each footfall, each paw step reminds you, reinforces a place of knowing, remembrance within you of who you are, the power that you hold, and what it means to be the luminous warrior, what it means to be able to see in the dark, what it means to create connections and create that rainbow bridge. She pads around slowly, stealthily, powerfully. You feel her power in every step. And it only reinforces yours. You are in divine connection to Jaguar here. She offers you this remembrance. Stand in it. Be in it. Feel her power. She is completely undomesticated. She is not here to cuddle. She is not here to warm up against you. She is here to remind you to wake up, to get out of the tree, to stand in this kingdom that you hold with honor, to plant your feet on the earth as the queen, the goddess, the mother that you are and have always been, because you are connected to all of them. You are woman. You are sacred feminine. You embody the divine. This is your birthright. It has always been in you. And as she circles around you again, it becomes deeper within you. You feel her power. She is not here to offer you anything other than her power. She is your ally. She is teaching you her medicine. stand and learn. Be her student. Allow her to be your mentor. Be the apprentice here. Begin to walk behind her. Begin to walk next to her. Mimic her movements. Mimic how she walks. Allow your vibration to raise to hers. Bring the Jaguar vibration and medicine into you and allow it to sit in the center of your being. Allow it to turn on powers within you, remembering a peaceful warrior within you, remembering your connection to your sisters, remembering the power that you have within you. Remember that you are never a victim and that you always have a choice. Mimic her movement, mimic her vibration. Feel the joy here. She now says, it's time to run. And there is an opening now within the circle. And you follow her. Quetzalcoatl comes with you. And you begin to run. You run next to her. She runs slow so that you stay next to her. And you get her pace. You get her movements. You get the fluidity in her system. You get it in yours. You get that she paces herself. She is not running as fast as she possibly can. She never does that. That's too taxing on her system. She runs at the pace that is best for her. And you notice next to you, galloping beautifully, are all of the queens, all of the medicine women, all of the legacy. We are running at our pace. We are moving at a pace that only we say is perfect for us. And we are running with power. We are moving with grace, as if we are flying, easily and gently. Feel this power in your system. Feel yourself holding it well. Feel an endless source. Feel yourself receiving energy, receiving courage, receiving bravery, receiving and being full at the same time as flying, dancing, moving gracefully with the Jaguar here. And as this wisdom settles in your system, the Jaguar bids you adieu. The Jaguar says, well done, dear sister. Well done. I shall see you soon. And your sisters gather around you once again, and you are at the center of the circle with Quetzalcoatl. And you see Jaguar fade off into the distance. And you thank her. All of the sisters thank her. settling, feeling the earth anchor you, holding you. You feel yourself settling down, tapping into your breathing now. Giving nothing away for fear. Just experiencing and witnessing what's happening in your system. Give it space and release it. Using your breath. Allowing your physical body to relax. Settling into this perfect place with your sisters around you. Quetzalcoatl next to you. The birds singing. The water singing. The breeze and the trees swaying and dancing. The sun shining down in this perfect place. The sky painting a beautiful moving picture. Feeling held, allowing the earth to hold you. And here, before we go, we allow the heartbeat of the mother to be in our hearts. The power of the mother heartbeat beats in your heart. Settling into that now. You feel an instant relief. An instant release of any anxiety, any nervousness, any jitteriness. Goes away. Instant settling into the power of the Pachamama. And you allow that settling space, that relief space to go down into the second chakra. Nice deep breath here. The earth holds you. And as we begin our journey, we thank our Quetzalcoatl, we thank our guide. We thank all the women who came to support us and hold us, and who we are connected to now and forevermore. As well as thanking our Jaguar sister for coming to teach on this day. Slowly we begin our walk with reverence and gratitude and acknowledgement of the beauty and peace that was offered to you here today. Knowing that this is your space and that you can come back to it anytime, and that it lives within every cell of your being. Walking. Feeling your entire system now sitting in this physical body here, in this physical time, in this physical place. Bringing your whole self this physical time, to this physical place, to this body. Breathing now. Bringing all of yourself here into this new time, this new space. Bringing breath and movement to your physical body. Feeling your hands. Bringing your hands to prayer. Bowing your head with deep reverence for your experience, for all the blessings that came online for you here today. Tapping into your breath. Opening your eyes. Acknowledging with appreciation all that you have and all of your treasures. Bringing yourself fully back, fully forward to this new time, to this new space. And it is here that I leave you, and I bless you, and I thank you. Aho.